Hanji conducts experiments on Eren to test his Titan abilities. Hanji reports that Pasternak was tortured and murdered in the barracks, but she blames it on the first of the military police. Levi suspects that someone in the government is bent on destroying the exploration corps and hiding the Titan's secrets. Levi guesses that the government is after Eren and Historia and decides to return to the Trust area. The scouts secretly return to Trust, and Jin and Armin, disguised as Eren and Historia, are soon kidnapped by Demo, hired by the internal police. But Mikasa and the others easily rescue them and capture the kidnappers, when suddenly Kenny and his henchmen show up and ambush him with machine guns. Kenny pursues Levi along with members of his personal action squad. Kenny finds Levi hiding in the tavern, but he escapes, shooting Kenny with the bar owner's musket. Nearby, Mikasa and the other scouts hear a commotion and are forced to defend Historia and Eren's wagon. Armin is traumatized after his first ever kill, a woman who attacked him. However, the attackers overpower them and kidnap Historia and Eren with tranquilizer darts. After a brutal battle with Kenny's group, Armin and the others are traumatized by having to kill other people. They interrogate Demo Reeves, Levi offering him protection for the people of Trust in exchange for his help. With Reeves' help, the scouts capture the inner squad soldiers who killed Pasternak and torture them whereabouts of Historia and Eren. They learn that Historia is the real heiress to the throne and conclude that her father is held in her. Historia tells the scouts about her upbringing at Reeves Manor, her estrangement from her mother, Kenny's execution of her mother, and her being forced to assume the form of Crystal Lens. Irvin enlists the support of Pixis, telling him that Sanes has confessed that the current king is a trickster, and the scouts to enthrone Historia as queen. To keep the other scouts safe, Irvin surrenders to the military police, who accuse him of killing Reeves after he appoints Hanji as his successor. Levi's unit captures 2 soldiers following them, who turn out to be friends of Annie's military police. Upon learning the truth, the guys agree to help them by telling them about the outpost, which is the least guarded. Levi's unit subdues the soldiers at the outpost. With the help of Hanji and Moblit, Flegel lures the military police into the storehouse area and tricks them into confessing the death of his father, and the government is trying to frame the scouts and hide the truth to the people of Stohis and some reporters that captured them. On trial before the False King and the Royal Council, Irvin tries unsuccessfully to reclaim Walmaria and avoid a possible civil war. Just as Irvin is sentenced to death, news arrives that Wall Rose has been breached by the Titans. However, instead of allowing the refugees from Wall Rose to take refuge in Wall Sin, the council orders the gate closed. Chancellor Darius Zagli arrives with his troops and tells them that the news of the breach was a ruse, as the council's self-interest and disregard for human life is now exposed. Pixis announces that the military will take over. Historia assures Eren that her father has good intentions, even though he has caused problems for the scouts. Rod then instructs Historia to touch Eren, triggering a subconscious memory, causing Eren to learn that his father Grisha turned him into a Titan, ate his father the night he received the Selachei. This process also triggers Historia's memories of a young woman named Frida, who according to Rod is Historia's half-sister. Rob explains that Frida had the power of a founding Titan, inherited in their family before Grisha, who was also a Titan shifter, devoured her for it. Later, Kenny arrives and informs them of the coup As Kenny prepares to defend himself, he recalls his grandfather, telling him that the Ackermans were also bodyguards of the Reese royal family, but were banished because the Reese memory-altering powers had no effect on them. Levi's squad breaks into the cave and confronts Kenny and his squad. When Kenny arrives and hears that only members of the Reese bloodline can use the power of Titan Founder, he lashes out at Rod in a rage and decides to wound Eren so that Historia has to fight Eren to gain the power. Historia is about to inject herself with Titan serum. Then she recalls Ymir's wish for her to live a proud life and realizes that Rod's true intention is to restore her family's power. And Historia angrily refuses to continue, breaks the syringe, the key to free Eren. Levi's squad infiltrates the cave and helps Historia free Eren, but then he is cornered by a Titan Rod, whose gigantic size causes the cave to collapse. While Kenny and his posse crush the falling boulders, Eren drinks a serum that allows his Titan form to harden and prevent the ceiling from falling. Rhoda's Titan crawls toward the wall of Xena, and no one can get close to him without being burned by the heat of his body. After discussing what to do in this situation, everyone agrees that Rod must be killed. Back in the Oru district, Levi reminds History that since she has royal blood, she must become queen to complete the transition from the old government. Irvin justifies his decision not to evacuate the residents of Owood County by the fact that the Titans that are attracted to the density of the human population. They manage to bring Rod's Titan close to the wall where the trap is set. However, cannon fire on the garrison corps has little effect. First, the scouts ram the Titan's supporting arms with carts loaded with gunpowder. After the Titan falls face first to the top of the wall, Eren plunges a bundle of powder casks into his gaping mouth. After the back of Titan's head explodes, the scouts quickly collect the shots in the air with their mechanism. Historia officially introduces herself to the assembled civilians as the true ruler of the walls. As he dies, Kenny recalls his past, how he was caught by Yuri Reese in the guise of a Titan many years ago, how he swore allegiance to his family after raising his dead sister's son, Levi, and teaching him the skills of an assassin, how he became leader of an underground personal squad, how he pondered whether the Reese family power might give him the right to compassion. In his dying words, Kenny impersonates Uncle Levi and hands him a bag of Titan serum. In the capital, Historia is crowned queen. Meanwhile, the Titan beasts defeats Rainier and tells him and Bertolt that their next target will be the discovery of the coordinates. Eren perfects his ability to harden the Titans, and Hanji develops a new weapon, a guillotine, which allows the defenders to easily kill the Titans without human sacrifice. Eren realizes that Training Corps Commander Kit was the man who knew his father Grisha, and his scouts visited him. Keith tells them that he met Grisha, who claimed to suffer from amnesia. Grisha learned about life in the world long ago, offered to work as a doctor, and later married Carla. During the fall of Shigashina, after learning of his wife's death, Grisha took Eren to the woods, where Kit later found the boy along with the key around his neck. Irvin confirms that everything is in place for the capture of Wall Maria, and then reveals a secret plan to use the scouts to search the basement of the Ige family. The night before the mission, the scouts are treated to meet for dinner. Tensions run high, leading to an argument, and Eren provokes a fight with Jin. Later, Eren, Mikasa and Armin reminisce about their past and reflect on their hopes for a future life beyond the walls. On the day of the expedition to capture the Wall of Marie, the people of Trost gathered to support the scouts and wish them success. As the scouts set off, Bertolt and Rainier stand guard over the Wall of Marie. The research corps make their way through the forest under the cover of the moon. On the way they see a sleeping titan, but they manage to get past it. The group arrives in a seemingly empty area of Shingeki, and Eren easily blocks a hole in the outer wall with his ability. Armin instructs members of the exploration corps to search for voids in the walls, and soon Rainier bursts out of a disguised hole in the wall and transforms into an armored titan. Suddenly, the corpse is surrounded by titans, and the titan beast seals the inner entrance with a thrown boulder, preventing the corpse from escaping. Rainier, as an armored titan, begins to climb to the wall when the beast titan gives the signal, and the two 3-meter titan rush to the wall. 3 squads to go to protect the horses, while Levi and Hanji's squads prepare to attack the armored titan using thunder and lances. The armored titan reaches the top of the wall and meets the waiting Eren, but suddenly Eren transforms into his titan and flees. The armored titan drops the bait, abandoning his target, the horses, and pursues Eren. A battle of strength and intelligence ensues between them, each trying to gain the upper hand. Hanji and her squad attack the titan with thunder spears, aiming for the back of his head. They continue to attack him with their spears, trying to finally destroy the armored titan along with Rainier. While Berthold waits in his hiding place, he then recalls how he and Rainier met the Blonde Man, in Shingeki sometime before the exploration corps arrived. The armored titan lets out a roar, signaling the beast titan to drop a barrel of Berthold into Shingeki. Seeing Rainier fall, hoping his friend hears him, Berthold does not immediately transform and instead confronts the scouts. Armin tries to negotiate with him, but Berthold reveals that he has found a solution and intends to kill everyone, after which he soars high into the sky and transforms into a colossal titan. A colossal titan turns Shingeki into a sea of flame. Armin freezes in indecision, handing command to Jin, and they head toward the river to remain unseen. Beyond the wall, the beast titan unleashes a barrage of stones on the scouts holding their horses behind the wall, destroying buildings and causing casualties among them. Returning to Shingeki, Eren tries in vain to stop the colossal titan. Jin orders Armin's team to attack with the thunder lances, but the colossal titan repels them. The situation looks hopeless until Eren offers to counterattack himself and the remaining recruits so that Levi can kill the titan beasts. Eren gives a rousing speech to the recruits, convincing them that it is better to die in battle than to be killed, and leads the attack on the titan beasts through a hail of stones. Eren is mortally wounded while leading an attack on the titan beasts. Levi managed to incapacitate the titan beast and tear the Blonde Man out, inflicting enough wounds to prevent him from returning the titan form. The group, joined by Hanji, who survived Berthold's transformation, uses the 2 remaining thundering spears to shatter the jaw joints of the armored titan so that Mikasa can use his spear. Berthold burns Armin alive in his spear, but learns too late that Armin used himself as a distraction so that Eren can harden into a titan form and stealthily maneuver in human form to wrest Berthold from the colossal titan. Eren finds himself alone with the Armin's burned body and an unconscious Berthold. The Blonde Man leaves when Levi appears, still haunted, promising to return. Jin convinces Mikasa to take the Titan serum from Levi so they can pass the power of the armored Titan to one of their own. But while Bornethiton saves Rainier, Mikasa learns from Eren that Armin is still alive, and Levi prepares to inject him with the serum. But Floch Forster, the only surviving recruit from the Suicide Squad, arrives with the mortally wounded Eren. This forces Levi to consider Eren instead, leading Eren and Mikasa to openly challenge the decision. When Eren dies, Armin transforms into a mindless titan and eats Berthold. Armin wakes up with no memory of the events following Berthold's transformation. Levi kicks open the cellar door. The key opens a desk drawer with a secret compartment apartment containing 3 well-preserved books. The group finds one of the books with a strange image of Grisha standing next to a woman holding an infant in her arms. Eren had a dream to experience his father Grisha's life, beginning when he took his little sister Freya outside the internment zone. However, they were caught by 2 public security soldiers. Not wanting to disturb his parents, Grisha takes the punishment for himself. Faye's father tells Grisha the story of their people. At a mature age, Grisha joins the Eldian Restoration movement. The movement is supported by the secret's informant Owl. Grisha learns the true story of the Eldians and eventually marries Dina Fritz, the last remaining Eldian royalty on the mainland, and they have a son, Zeke. Grisha's attempt to raise Zeke as a spy fails as his son becomes quite loyal. Grisha and his fellow restorers are then taken by boat to the perimeter wall of Paradise Island for exile as brainless pure titans. Gross is about to throw Grisha off the wall, but suddenly Kruger pushes him. Kruger shows that he is both an owl and a titan shifter when he transforms into an attack titan and destroys the rest of the soldiers. Kruger tells him that the Titan Force holders live only 13 years. He asks Grisha to infiltrate Paradise and take the Titan founder from the royal family. Kruger advises him to create a new family, after which he injects him with Titan serum. In the present, Eren and Mikasa are released from prison to attend a government conference. After presenting evidence before the council, Hanji expresses regret that not only the Titans are now among their enemies, but other people as well. At a meeting of the government of Paradise, History decides that the people within the walls must be told the truth about the Titans, which has been kept secret for 100 years. As Historia presents them 9 survivors with medals, Eren touches her hand and immediately memories of the Fritz royal family come flooding back to him. A year after the attack on the area of Trost, the Titans inside the Wall of Maria were destroyed and the inhabitants returned to their hometowns. 6 years after the fall of the Wall of Maria, the research corps, including the survivors, begin expeditions beyond the wall again. One day, they find a Titan, unable to move because of his small arms and legs, and realize that are not far from the wall, where the Eldians are transformed into merry Titans. Racing on, they finally reach the wall, where Grisha has become a Titan, and see the shimmering ocean for the first time.